24-year-old Ryan Grantham is a Canadian actor with dozens of movie and TV credits to his name. Most of them bit roles, such as characters in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Supernatural, and iZombie. His last credit was in 2019 for the TV show Riverdale. Since that episode aired, he'd been attending Simon Fraser University's Vancouver campus. He lived with his mother, Barbara Waite, and sister, Lisa Grantham, in their Squamish, Vancouver, Canada home. His father abandoned the family when Ryan was very young. During the first few months of 2020, Ryan decided to quit school and began feeling suicidal and having homicidal thoughts. He started writing in his journal about wanting to harm Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. His mental health started to decline further, and he began using marijuana more frequently to lift his mood. It did not work. Despite having these homicidal thoughts, Grantham purchased several firearms, including a .22 caliber rifle. He began hating himself more and feared his mother's disappointment with him dropping out of college. Ryan thought the best way to handle the situation was to spare his mother the pain of finding out about school and what he was planning to do with his newly acquired weapons. Using a GoPro camera, he began recording himself walking up behind his mother as she played piano and pulling the trigger. These practice runs were setting up an event that took place on March 31st, 2020. As his mother was again at the piano playing, Ryan sat on the stairs for 15 minutes, loading and unloading his rifle. He was deciding whether or not to go through with his plans. After that short period, he came up behind her and shot her in the head, killing her immediately. Her body fell to the floor. At some point, he grabbed the GoPro again and recorded a 4-minute confession next to his mother's dead body. He also wrote an entry in his journal that read, quote, "I'm so sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry, Lisa. I hate myself. There's a lot of media of me out there, film and TV, hundreds of hours of me that can be viewed and dissected. No one will understand." End quote. The following day, while her body still lay in a pool of blood, he hung a rosary from the piano and arranged lit candles around it. He then set out for Ottawa, intending to kill Mr. Trudeau. Grantham loaded his car with 3 guns, ammunition, 12 Molotov cocktails, camping supplies, and a map with directions to Rideau Cottage, where Trudeau lives with his family. His sister would come home later that day and find the body of her deceased mother. During the drive, Ryan changed his mind and decided to commit an act of mass violence instead. He wanted to go to a populated location such as the Lionsgate Bridge or his school, SFU. While reaching Hope in British Columbia, he changed his mind yet again and turned himself in at the Vancouver Police Headquarters. He walked up to an officer sitting in a police car and said, quote, "I killed my mother," end quote. He was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Rather than going through a full trial, he pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of second-degree murder in March 2022. During his sentence hearing in June 2022, Grantham's mental health was discussed. His defense attorney, Chris Johnson, said his mental illness did play a role in Ryan's behavior and that he feels significant remorse for killing his mother. Quote, "At the time of this offense, this killing was not done out of hatred or animosity. It was done in Mr. Grantham's disordered thinking to prevent his mother from seeing what he thought he was about to do." End quote. Johnson also asked the court to consider Ryan's age, saying he was only 21 at the time of the murder. He noted that Grantham had no previous criminal record, turned himself in, confessed fully, and took full responsibility by pleading guilty. 2 separate psychology reports were referenced and confirmed that Ryan Grantham was suffering from a severe depressive state at the time of the murder. Crown Prosecutor Michaela Donnelly said while there was a consensus Grantham was going through an intense period of clinical depression in the months leading up to the murder, it didn't absolve him of the crime. Donnelly said while his actions may seem altruistic in motive, murdering Waite was a profoundly selfish act. Quote, Mr. Grantham was seeking to save his mother from something he was going to do. That is something different than altruism. End quote. She said that Grantham committed a heartbreaking breach of trust. Quote, Barbara Waite loved her son very much, was an excellent parent, and in her mind had no reason to fear him. End quote. Donnelly said the case circumstances were closer to first-degree murder than manslaughter. She stated that on the day of the murder, he had many chances to reconsider as he loaded and unloaded his .22 caliber rifle for almost 15 minutes. The prosecution showed the court Ryan's journal and the GoPro videos and stated that he prepared not only for his mother's murder but for acts of violence against others. Ryan Grantham was given a chance to address the court. He said his mother was a caring and compassionate person who did nothing to deserve what he did to her. Quote, I cannot explain or justify my actions. I have no excuse. It hurts me to think about how badly I've wasted my life. In the face of something so horrible, saying sorry seems so pointless. But from every fiber of my being, I am sorry. End quote. Grantham said that during the past 25 months of incarceration, he's been going to counseling to help address his emotional and psychological issues. Quote, Someday, if I'm ever released from prison, I hope to continue on this path of bettering myself. End quote. The proceedings also included a victim impact statement from Grantham's sister Lisa, who testified that her brother is undoubtedly a dangerous person. Quote, It breaks my heart she struggled so hard, only to be murdered by her own son. She was very vulnerable and Ryan gave her no chance to defend herself. It pains me to know he was a danger to her life. End quote. In Canada, people convicted of second-degree murder get a mandatory life sentence with parole anywhere from 10 to 25 years. According to Ryan's sister and aunt, whatever the court decides doesn't matter. They want him behind bars for the rest of his life. They told the court they fear for their own lives if he's ever released. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.